Hi everyone, I'm Derek. This is There Will Be Cars, and on this channel I review new vehicles. So you'll see trucks like this, you'll see off-road SUVs, and of course there will be cars. I am in the Dallas area with this behemoth right here. This is the 2019 Ford F-450, and it's a four-wheel drive model, so some quick specs on this. Of course, it's got the Power Stroke diesel up front, 450 horsepower, 935 pound-feet of torque. Weighs in at about 8,600 pounds. Conventional tow capacity of 21,000 pounds. Payload, I think, of 5,310. And then it's got a fifth wheel setup in the bed. And I think max fifth wheel gooseneck towing is like 31 and change, something like that. It just so turns out that my buddy Bryan needs his BMW M Roadster taken back to Austin. So we're gonna load that up on a trailer soon, hook it up to the back of this, and drive it down to Austin. Way under its conventional tow capacity, but hey, I'm doing the best I can. We're towing with this thing. So I'll just give you a quick outside tour. Drove it from Austin up to Frisco today, so it's a bit dirty, but I think, you know, big rig like this that's meant to work, it looks better that way. You get these nice square fenders in the back there, FX4 package. You got the blind spot monitoring and all that. So you got the reducer sleeve for the hitch down here. You know, you can just pull this, take this out, pull that out, and then it's larger capacity. I'll give you a look at this fifth wheel setup back there. Won't be using that anyway. We're gonna be hooking up a car trailer to this bad boy right there and making the trek down to Austin. Okay, so we're all connected here. The guy here at the U-Haul rental place connected it. So I just left that to him. It's hooked up, ready to go. Took a lot of searching around to get the right diameter here, because I had it has this reducer sleeve. Then I got this from my local Ford fleet manager, but it was still too small for the setup that as it was, so had to get sort of adapter for this from the U-Haul rental place. Anyway, so we're good to go. U-Haul guy hooked it up and everything. Just got to get the trailer measurements to set up the blind spot monitoring for the trailer as well. Got the M Roadster loaded onto the trailer, obviously not strapped down yet, but it is on there. We got a little more securing and finalizing to do, but we're almost on our way. So the trailer is 2,100 pounds, and let's say, Bryan, you were saying M Roadster's what, 38?
38 maybe?
Okay,
yeah,
so
36 to 38. Close
to 6,000 pounds. Again, nothing for this truck, but you know, we'll see how it performs on this trip from the Dallas area to Austin with its complete opposite. So I got this huge red American diesel powered pickup truck and this small blue German soft top sports car. Stay tuned. I wanted to give you an update about what it was like towing my pal Bryan's car back to Austin in the F-450. So unfortunately, we needed yet another adapter for the hitch that we had. So we had to go to 2 different U-Haul locations, and that ate up a lot of time. But eventually we got the adapter, they got us hooked up, hit the road, went back to his place, picked up the car, loaded it in, locked it in. And by the time we hit the road, it was after 9 o'clock at night. On top of that, I really wanted to completely focus on the road ahead anyway, because it was a 3-hour drive back with roughly 6,000 pounds behind this truck. On the way down, this truck performed like a champ. The power stroke, barely noticed the weight was back there. I gave it a few good, throttle goosings just to see how it reacted, and yeah, it was barely phased by the weight behind it. So this is the engine that made all of that effortless towing possible. Ford builds it in-house. It's a 6.7 liter power stroke turbo diesel V8. Output is 450 horsepower, 935 pound-feet of torque, and it's connected to a 6-speed automatic. It was just the right combination for the job that I needed it to do. One of the great things about towing that weight behind this truck was that it calmed the steering down. Because unloaded, the 450 steering is kind of light and vague. And you definitely need to drive it with 2 hands, especially if you're going over rough pavement. You just really need to watch your steering because you got a lot of real estate and a lot of weight. But once we hooked the car up and we hit the road, the steering seemed to calm down a little bit. It wasn't as vague, it wasn't as light. It felt better. It also improved the ride quality, which is not a huge surprise because a lot of big trucks, they can ride rough, and this one's no exception. It's a 4-wheel drive truck. It's got an off-road suspension. I thought that big chunk of metal back there for the 5th wheel setup would kind of calm it down, but no, it needed more than that. And the trailer and the car behind this truck was just the right amount of weight to, make the ride quality a little gentler. These telescoping tow mirrors really came in handy. So you got the big section up top. I could see everything I needed to see. And then that blind spot mirror at the bottom really came in handy. It allowed me to keep an eye on where this truck's hips were going at all times. And in a truck as big and wide as this, you definitely want to be aware of their position. On the way down to Austin with the car, this was the screen that I kept up the whole time. Kept me informed of steering angle and all that. So if I had a trailer connected right now, I would be able to run a light check, which is nice. And then you can also monitor the tire pressure on it. And then the setup menu, you can adjust various settings. It's always nice to know trailer sway control is there. There are all these different options to make towing a little easier, more convenient, and different ways of keeping you informed while you're towing. So I just entered U for U-Haul there. You can set up the trailer blind spot monitoring. Now, of course, it helps to know the width and length of the trailer, but once you enter that in, the truck will adjust its blind spot monitoring. I think when we were fully loaded, we were probably around 40 feet long. So the blind spot monitoring on this definitely did the trick. So tow haul mode is just a button push away. And then you've also got this diesel exhaust brake. So you can set it to on or automatic. I didn't really have a whole ton of weight behind this truck, but I used obviously the tow haul mode, and I just put the exhaust brake on automatic just to, feel it in action, hear it in action. Like a lot of big trucks, the F-450 has an array of auxiliary switches, upfitter switches. Obviously, they're not connected to anything right now, but they are fun to flip. But yeah, if you get one of these trucks and you need to connect an auxiliary light bar or, you know, air compressor or something like that that you're going to constantly have as part of this truck, and you know, want to be able to activate it with the flip of a switch, these are there. Another really cool feature of the F-450 Limited is this gigantic Vista roof. And the whole headliner is covered in this suede-like microfiber. And I just go up here. Let the sunshine or the moonlight in. It goes one panel at a time. And there we go. It's been really hot and humid and muggy in Central Texas lately, so these ventilated seats are very much appreciated. But this truck has an additional layer of comfort because it has massaging seats. So I just press this button and then I've got 2 levels of intensity for seat bottom and seat back massage. Those really came in handy on the way down from Dallas. So here's something that comes in handy on any long trip: cup holders, and plenty of them. So right now it's in the standard 2 cup holder configuration, but you slide this over, you've got 2 more. The only catch is these don't have the retainer prongs like the other 2 cup holders have, but still, definitely comes in handy. I'm going to show you a really cool feature of this truck. So typically this center compartment is very spacious. I can fit my camera bag in it without an issue. But this particular truck has a special option. That's right, it has a safe right in the middle here. So, you know, you would set your own combination. You twist this, lift it up. And yeah, you know, so if you got some valuables that you need to carry with you and you want an extra layer of security, you can put it in here, lock it up. Go ahead and show you the back seat area. So you've got vents, got plenty of charging options, and then seat heating. Get this really cool 2-tone leather. Of course, you got your center armrest there, pop out cup holders. Now, I didn't really need to use the back seat a whole lot, but I'll show you what came in handy. Flip these up. Is this really cool under seat storage area. So before Bryan and I hauled this car, the Ford fleet manager, he had a spare key to the truck and he came by and dropped off the hitch. I wanted to keep it out of sight, and so I just flipped these seats up. I erected this storage compartment. You basically just flip this tab up to lock it into position. And then I threw the hitch underneath, flipped the seats down, and nobody could see it. It was perfect. The only catch to these seats is since they're 60-40 split, they also lower individually. Now I could flip both of them up standing right here. You know, just flip this up, reach a little farther, flip that up. But to lower them, I need to pull this little strap at both ends. So to lower them, I actually need to walk around the truck to get to that outboard side of the other seat and pull that tab. So my time with the 2019 Ford F-450 Limited has drawn to a close. It's been a very fun and educational week. Started it off by towing my pal Bryan's car down from the Dallas area to Austin. And I learned a lot about this truck and how it behaves while it's working, and it didn't miss a beat. It had plenty of power, plenty of control. The cabin was full of various creature comforts and luxury features that made the long trip down to Austin very pleasant. So I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for stopping by There Will Be Cars. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, and I hope you watch the next video.